This is an early prototype of Lagiacrus that was made by Yuya Tokuda, the director of Monster Hunter World. I'm sure many of you know that the developers intended for Lagiacrus to return in World, but they couldn't get it done on time. They even formed a team specifically to try once more for Iceborne, but they just couldn't make him work. So what was the problem with Lagiacrus? Gaijin Hunter has a video in which he goes over a developer podcast where they explain why they couldn't get him done. To summarize, much of Lagiacrus' body is supposed to lay flat on the ground, and the varied sloped and bumpy terrain of World gave them too much trouble, with emphasis on the sloped terrain. These are Leviathans in Monster Hunter Rise. As you can see, barring Royal Ludroth, these other three don't have bellies that connect at multiple points with the ground like Lagiacrus. The distinction here is that they actually stand on their legs, or tail in Somnocant's case, whereas the classic Leviathans more so lie on their bellies and use their legs to drag themselves across the floor. Most of the areas where you fight Leviathans in Rise are also flat by design, as much of Rise's terrain is more flat in general, and slopes are for the most part delegated to the passages that take you from one area to the next. This is the Balahara, a Leviathan that was properly introduced in the most recent trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds. The Balahara's belly lies flat on the ground like the classic Leviathans, and as you can see, the Balahara is moving on sloped terrain. So the Leviathan problem has been unequivocally solved. Okay, who are the directors in charge of Monster Hunter Wilds? The same people that were in charge of Monster Hunter World. The same people that tried their darndest to bring Lagi back. Lagiacrus is the third most popular monster in the series, according to the most recent community poll, despite not even showing up in 5th gen Monster Hunter. I think you see what I'm implying here. Now, from here on out, I'm just speculating, so please take this with a grain of salt. Nothing is confirmed until we see actual proof, but if you ask me, I think the odds are highly stacked in our favor. I think that Lagi will return in Wilds, and if Lagi doesn't return in the base game, he will 100% return in the expansion. Either way, one way or another, Lagi will be a part of this game. I just find it extremely hard to believe that now that they've finally fully fixed the Leviathan problem, they're not going to bring back the problem Leviathan. I can already see Lagi at home in a rainforest locale that goes from mildly wet to fully flooded, and this is just a theory, but I believe such a locale has already been hinted at in the trailers. In the first trailer, we can see the hunter and Alma hiding from a pack of Doshiguma in what looks like a high vegetation, humid area that does not seem to be a part of the Windward Plains. In the real world, rainforests are a biome that often neighbor savannas. From the savanna part of the Windward Plains, we can see a dense forest forming right here. This could very well be a rainforest where we may end up fighting Lagiacrus, but that's highly speculative, so once again, please take it with a grain of salt. With or without the rainforest locale, I firmly believe that Lagi is coming back in Wilds. Base game or expansion, he will be in this game, but something tells me we won't have to wait until the expansion. Now, I can't say if he'll bring underwater combat with him, but I do think that water will be an important component in the fight, where at the very least, we may be in waist-deep water that slows us down and speeds him up, much like the swamp portion of the Wildspire Waste where we fight the Duratodus in Monster Hunter World. I think that as long as there are areas where it feels like it's his environment and he is at an advantage, I think they have the tools to make the fight good, even without full-on underwater combat. But please let me know, what do you think? Is Lagi coming back, or am I just on copious amounts of hopium? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.